How's it going, everybody? It is Maddie here today, bringing you an episode of Post-Apocalyptic Madness. Now, usually this series features every Monday, but since Borderlands is coming out, which is a very popular post-apocalyptic series, I figured that I'd go ahead and just wait an extra day and bring it to you guys today. Now, Post-Apocalyptic Madness is basically a series where I kind of give my first impressions on new post-apocalyptic games, and then I bring my full review later on. So you can expect a full review for Borderlands, the pre-sequel, as well as The Evil Within this weekend. We're going to do another one of those double review weekends, because you guys really seem to enjoy my reviews, and I enjoy making them. It's a passion of mine. So anyways, moving on. Right now I have about 3 hours into Borderlands, the pre-sequel, enough to see basically everything ranging from the vehicles to the oxygen kits and the new guns and stuff. And so I'm here to kind of bring you guys how I'm feeling right now after playing a little bit of Borderlands and where I think this game's heading. So right now, the story is based around between Borderlands 1 and 2, so it does rely on your knowledge from that. So if you haven't played those games, for the love of God, please play them. Borderlands 1 is one of my favorite games ever created, in my top 10. Love that game to death. Borderlands 2 is a fantastic sequel to it, and Borderlands the pre-sequel is looking like one of those games that it's enjoyable. But I feel it reminds me a lot of Batman Arkham Origins, where it's more of the series that you love, but it really doesn't add too much to the game. And those additions are kind of marginal in my personal opinion. But that's not a bad thing because the original formula is good, much like the Batman Arkham games. And then you look at Batman Arkham Origins, it's still a good game. It just doesn't add much to it, and that's what Borderlands the pre-sequel does. Now, there are awesome new mechanics that are very enjoyable, such as what the developers refer to as the butt stomp, where you go ahead and you jump in the air, you float, and the higher you are, is the harder you come down. And it's a new form of melee attack. It sounds like nothing, but trust me when I say it's instant. You're going to be using it. You're going to want it in future games in some form or fashion. And so that's very enjoyable. The oxygen gameplay element I thought was going to be a bit annoying, but it's actually just, it kind of adds an extra element of tension while you're shooting people. You have to pay attention. But one thing I don't like is when I'm in my menus, adjusting my guns, leveling my character up, I don't like that I feel a little bit pressed for time because I'm constantly strapped for oxygen. And while it's in plenty supply, I don't know what these reviewers are talking about so far, this oxygen is everywhere, man. You never run out. Like, you have to really be, like, you have to not shoot anything because there's always people dropping oxygen. You have to not pay attention to miss oxygen. It's crazy. But I feel like when I'm in my menus leveling up, just from the past two Borderlands games, I'm used to being able to read and take my time and not think I got to stand on an oxygen pad first so I can take my time through these menus. So I felt that was worth bringing up. That's one thing that's kind of bothering me right now with the whole oxygen thing. And there are areas where you don't need oxygen. But yeah, there is still the typical Borderlands tropes, such as, you know, you got these long distance that you travel so far where, you know, there's just some enemies in between and not much to do. There's obviously those side quests that you pick up along the way that you can do in the meantime while heading to your primary objectives. So it's, like I said, more of the same. You know, you still got obviously the fantastic loot system where you're constantly trying to get new guns with new different upgrades and stuff. There's obviously very fun boss battles. The gameplay you're watching is actually the first really actual boss fight you encounter, which is in Deadlift. And it's a very interesting boss fight because he's got a lot of different attacks compared to previous Borderlands characters that where you don't just shoot him up and hope he dies. You can't get too close to him and you have to use a lot of verticality with these jump pads. So it was a very creative boss fight. So this game does shine in a lot of ways, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'm playing it co-op with my buddy Noah. I'm playing as Athena, and I really love the General Knox DLC. Like I said, straight from Borderlands 1. Gotta go with the Borderlands 1 character. And I always play as the female characters in these type of games, so you know, I played as Maya, Lilith. So yeah, as a humongous Borderlands fan, I gotta say that naturally some of the things that the viewers or the reviewers are complaining about really don't bother me as much, to tell you the truth. But I will be giving you guys a more extended opinion as time goes on when I finally bring you guys my full review this weekend for this game. But for now, I'm really enjoying everything so far. A few things are irking me, as I stated earlier, but right now it's more Borderlands, and I'm just enjoying that. But if you're playing Borderlands, be sure to let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I'm very curious as what you have to say. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.